I saw a vision, a lemon-colored Peugeot 504, glossy, steady, climbing a bridge. It took me back to my mother's old blue 504. She worked hard with sheer tenacity, but like many in a generation, prosperity never waited at the end of that road. I watched her labor. I stepped into that rat race, same with my father, and I stumbled through my money mistakes. But the next generation must not work that same cycle. My parents handed us tenacity. My generation is bringing technology to the table. And with togetherness, we can pave the road for the next generation of African world builders. That vision is our story. The old and the new, tenacity and technology rising side by side across a bridge. That bridge is Smart Stewards at 10. And beyond that bridge lies Africa's future, a continent with the people, the resources, the talents, and the numbers to not just survive, but to take our rightful place in the global space of prosperity. I wasn't born into wealth. Even as a chartered accountant with all the necessary certificates, I was broke, battered, and burdened with debt. I made poor financial decisions until I learned differently, and then I chose differently. I committed my life to helping others shorten their learning curve, to teach the literacy of wealth. What have we built so far? That commitment birthed Smart Stewards. From a Facebook group, to WhatsApp communities, to a very first summit in 2016, to training thousands across Africa and the globe. Our reach and ripple effects, over 150,000 in direct and indirect digital reach, social platforms, community engagement, over 10,000 learners and more actively signed up on our learning platforms. We have presence in 14 countries through conferences, courses, speaking engagements, and digital content. We have empowered over 1,000 widows with financial dignity through the Fruit Foundation. Over 10,000 families and children have been impacted through our financial literacy interventions. Cascading impact. If each family trained influences even 5 others, the ripple means 50,000 plus extended lives touched with smarter money choices. Global amplification. Our content has reached an estimated number of 5 million people indirectly through media features, conferences, and shared resources. We're building a generational wealth pipeline. With Smart Stewards and Smart Stewards Junior, we're directly and indirectly empowering over 20,000 children and youth into financially empowered leaders of tomorrow. Some of our flagship platforms include the Smart Stewards Academy, where we have classes that teach financial and business literacy. We have the Fruit Foundation, empowering widows and vulnerable women with tools for survival and dignity. The Smart Stewards Junior, raising a new generation of money-smart children. And the Baby, Wealth Sync, technology designed to democratize financial planning and prosperity, and many more. We have been fortunate to have strategic partnerships in the last 10 years. Too many to list, but I'll just list a few of them. We have grown through bold collaborations that expand our impact with the U.S. African Development Fund, USADF, scaling grassroots impact, the U.S. Consulate in Nigeria, where we got a global leadership recognition through the International Visitors Leadership Program in 2024. The MasterCard Foundation, helping us to empower men, women, and youth with financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills. The Cherry Blair Foundation for Women, fostering mentorship and entrepreneurial growth. The NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center, milestone-based growth and visibility, where our photo was proudly displayed in New York in 2024. We have worked with government parastatals, including the Lagos State Government, the Ministry of Youth, teaching the grassroots financial literacy for families and SMEs. We have worked with the UN and UN Women, aligning with SDG 1, ending poverty, SDG 5, gender equality. We have worked with different fintech and private sector leaders, so many to list: MoneyPoint, Flutterwave, Paystack, First Bank, Access Bank, Wema Bank, some of who have sponsored us. Many, Bamboo, Piggyvest, too many to list, United Capital. Today, we stand as a movement of stewards, building wealth, restoring dignity, and changing lives across Africa. We have over 40 African countries who have interacted with our resources. The generational bridge we are crossing is tenacity plus technology plus togetherness. The old gave us tenacity. We are climbing the bridge together. They worked with all their might, but without the right tools. The new, we are the new. We are bringing technology, platforms, tools, and access that will multiply our efforts. But only togetherness will scale us. There's work to do. Tenacity, technology, togetherness. That is how Africa rises. That is how I rise and you rise. Let me tell you a bit about the urgency of Africans' future. This is a call to rise so that our continent can prosper. Africa is the youngest continent in the world, and it is expected that by 2050, 1 in 4 people on the planet will be African. Wow! We hold 30% of the world's mineral wealth, 65% of the world's arable land, and some of the fastest growing cities. Africa is experiencing rapid urbanization, with many cities experiencing significant growth. This presents opportunities for economic development and infrastructural investment. Poverty and income inequality persist in many parts of Africa, requiring targeted interventions to address social and economic disparities. Our people are talented, creative, and resilient. We are. Yet, wealth inequality and financial exclusion hold us back. Africa, ladies, men, young and old, the time has come to rise, to build prosperity, and to take our rightful place in the global economy. We must move from being merely consumers to creators, from survival to stewardship, from local hustles to global enterprises. This right here is our bridge, and we must cross it. 10 years ago, Smart Stewards was born out of brokenness and a dream. Today, it stands as a bridge to Africans' future. The past gave us lessons. The present shows us what is possible. A lifetime of wealth ahead. The future belongs to us. The next decade is not just about financial literacy. It's about financial inclusion. It's about accelerating businesses. It's about economic empowerment. It's about education, building family wealth offices. It's about generational wealth, and the transfer of that wealth. Whether you're a baby boomer, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, or Gen A, your role matters. Together, empowered now, we are investing in the future of Africa. Together, we are pledging to empower 20,000 lives at the minimum every year from this very 10th year. And step by step, we build Africa's future. Tenacity, technology, togetherness. This is the Smart Stewards story. This is how we will build wealth that lasts. Join us as crusaders, contributors, connectors, champions, as we carry this call into corporations, into companies, into churches, into consulates, into colleges, all across Africa and beyond, for Africans at home and in the diaspora. Smart Stewards attain. There is a mandate. We are investing in the future of Africa. Join us now.